Well, Kolsch's style I haven't done in quite some time. So let's see what we got from Sawdust City Brewing Company in the Kolsch department. Beer, 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 beer. Hello everybody, welcome back to me, Mate Brewski, for the Brewski review. And today the beer I have for you is by the Sawdust City Brewing Company up in Gravenhurst, Ontario. This is their Adaptation Brett. Kolsch finished with Brett, coming in at 5% alcohol by volume and 20 IBUs. Can conditioned. There looks to be instructions on how to pour this beer. Let beer sit overnight. It has been sitting. Don't shake or disturb. Haven't done that really. Just moved it. Pour slowly at a shallow angle. Leave sediment in can and admire and enjoy. Interesting. Let's see what we got. Let's crack this bad boy open. I'm kind of nervous now. What do you mean leave sediment at the bottom? Don't you're supposed to get it all in the... What? Okay, we're gonna pour. Let's see what we got. Shallow angle. So we'll leave the sediment in there. Go, getting a bit better. I think that's pretty good. Pour that much in there. A little bit more than I'd like to pour in there, but that's okay. That's just fine. Looking at the beer. Decently clear, slight little bit of haze, very golden color, not too much head on top. Nice carbonation or effervescence for the fancy folk out there. Let's have a smell. Ooh. White grape, little clove, little coriander. That's the Brett right there. Ooh, white grape. Ooh. That actually smells nice. White grape, a little bit of clove, a little bit of coriander. Touch of melon, per se. Not too bad. Let's have a sip. That is nice. Where do I start? It comes on and very reminiscent of, say, a saison with the sort of funky yeastiness. And then you get like your white grape, your clove, and your bit of coriander. And then the Kolsch side of things kind of swoops in, and all the intenser flavors diminish very quickly, going into more of a light caramel, light melon, little grassy, sort of just like Kolschy beer. You know, it gets very light, very subtle flavors, just something easier going, instead of just being a big, intense, funky, yeasty time. So far, so good. Cheers, everybody. Let's keep on drinking. A little bit of lemon lime as well going on there. So far, so good. It's a very easygoing beer. There's not a ton of huge, bold flavors in here. And again, it's a Kolsch. Yes, there's a bit of Brett in there in the beginning, giving you some funkiness. But overall, not too bad. Lingering taste, though, is not the most desirable taste, per se. At least on that one, I'm going to try it again. See if I can figure it out. Lingering taste, I would say, is close to like plastic, almost burning plastic, kind of. Not my favorite way of ending a beer, or at least the finish of a beer. It's kind of not really that pleasant. But everything else about the beer is actually quite nice. Very light, nice and effervescent, crispy, crisp and clean. But it's that end flavor, that final one that sort of just lingers a little bit. Is a little plasticky and not that great. But if you can get over that, the rest of the beer, pretty damn good. 'Tis a nice beer. Sawdust City Brewing Company, Adaptation Brett, Kolsch finished with Brett. Like I said, 5% ABV, 20 IBUs. No description here on the very rose gold looking can. There is a face of a blue man kind of thing. It might pick up, it might not. Focus or not focus. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see, but that's alright. You have your original gravity and final gravity here. Original being 12.0 degrees Plato and final gravity being 3.0 degrees Plato. And then the SRM, or the color of it, is 4. Ingredients are water, German Pilsner, wheat malt, Magnum, Sawdust hops, California ale yeast, and Brett D. See, I like how they do their ingredients because they list the ingredients, but also a detailed list of malts, hops, and yeast, all built into one easy to read, not instruction guide, easy to read information package kind of thing. It's really cool. On the bottom, packaged on February 4th, 2019. This is also the 9 of clubs. I do a little card thing nowadays. It's an older beer. Don't get me wrong. It is an older beer. But the flavors are still good. It's not turning. It still has full carbonation in my humble opinion. It's still a good time. Moving over to the website now, sawdustcitybrewing.com. You go to the beer section and you scroll down on their, I guess, not, core brands, but you scroll down a little bit more. And then you find all the other, I guess, weekly new beers. So, obviously, we found Adaptation Brett. And there is a nice description here, and we're going to read that about. Yeah, now sounds like a good time. By using a recipe very similar to our Gateway Kolsch as our base, we begin with a blank canvas on which to create a new beer. We pitched Brett D during primary fermentation to see how the flavor was affected, and the results are fantastic. You still get the drinkability of a Kolsch with its mild cracker malt body and light bitterness, but with a distinct Brett farmhouse aroma. The final result is a slightly citrusy, like overripe pineapple, yet still pleasant and approachable. With a mild malt body, distinctly fruity middle, and very dry finish, the flavor isn't overwhelming, but it gives you a good idea of how secondary Brett fermentation can affect an otherwise clean beer. Try Adaptation Brett on Thursday, April 25th at the brewery, retail store, online store, or kick-ass beer bars throughout Ontario. Very, very nice. Again, they list the ingredients: water, which is pure Muskoka water; barley and malt, which is German Pilsner and wheat; hops, which are Magnum and Sawdust; and the yeast, again, California ale yeast. Other than that, ABV, OG, IBU, SRM, and FG have all been taken care of. There's also Sam's take on the beer. I'm not going to read that or about the art. You guys can check all that down in the description box below. But other than that, very nice looking website, very clean, just like this beer here. Good information. One thing, no food pairings. No food pairings. I like the food pairings. But hey, we can't win them all, right guys? And that's just fine. It's good. It's interesting, but it's good. Light on flavor, but it's still good. If you want to pick up the Adaptation, why can't I pronounce it? Adaptation Brett, Kolsch finished with Brett. You can go onto the online website or to the brewery itself and pick up a single it's not a 3, it's a 473 ml tallboy can for $3.76. There you go. Easy peasy. Toonie, loony, a couple quarters, you're good. Well, 3/4, you're good. There you go. Fun times to be had all around. Finally, moving over to Untapped, Adaptation Brett has been given a 3.54 bottle caps out of 5, and that's out of 147 ratings. Overall, not a bad score. It's not a bad beer. It does have a weird little aftertaste, but realistically, if you're not looking for it, you're not going to get it. It's going to go over your head and really you're going to forget about it. I picked up on it, but as I've been drinking it throughout this review, I haven't been bothered by it. If I'm looking for it, then it might give me a problem. But if I'm just drinking and enjoying it, you're going to forget about it. It's not a big issue, and that's awesome. Because I was kind of scared that was going to really bum me out with the finish of the beer. But you know what? All in all, it's not bad. Kolsch's are usually a little bit lighter in general. Adding the Brett gives it a little bit of funkiness, adds a little bit more life to an otherwise, in my personal opinion, not the most exciting beer style. Other than I guess the name is kind of interesting, Kolsch. I don't know why, but it sounds interesting, right? But as far as the beer style goes itself, a Kolsch, not my thing. Really, just a little too not a party in my taste buds. But everybody's different. Cheers, everybody. Let's get ready to ratings. Let's wrap this thing up right now. Adaptation Brett by Sawdust City Brewing Company. It's an interesting beer. It's an interesting style. Kolsch with Brett, adding a little bit more life, a little bit more funkiness to the beer. I don't know. It's not my favorite thing in the world. It's not blowing my mind, but I'm still enjoying it quite a bit. Overall, Adaptation Brett gets a solid 7 out of 10 for me. As for presentation, Sawdust City does a very good job on it. The rose gold's a little bit much to me, makes things hard to read, especially if they're in lighter text. The black on here is really easy to read though. But other than that, good information, no description, but that's fine. They have a brew down date on the bottom, clearly labeled, original and final gravities, IBU, SRM, ingredients, also incorporating a detailed list of the malts, hops, and yeast. That's absolutely awesome. Can condition, cool, and the little pouring instructions, it's perfect. What more do you need? As for the website, giving you a beautiful longer description of le beer is perfect. Again, listing the ingredients with detailed lists, information again, perfect. Sam's take is cool. I read it before, but I will let you guys do that on your own time. And also about the art, very, very nice additions. Not really about the beer, but still very, very cool. Overall presentation gets a solid 9 out of 10 for me. Before I leave you guys, if you have any comments, questions, or beers you want me to review in the future, leave all that information down in the comment box below. If you want to go ahead and like this video or subscribe to me, Maple Whiskey, it would be greatly appreciated as well. And with all that said, that's going to do it for me, Maple Whiskey, like I always say. Crack, read, and enjoy. Cheers. Now, I don't know how I'm not gonna get sediment in here. Can I drink the sediment, or is that a bad idea? I'm not too sure. Nothing plopped in. I think we're good. The can's empty. Not a real sediment. It's a little more hazy. Nothing crazy. Cheers, guys.